The following announcement has been paid for by the New World Order.
Take 3 Wrestling Podcast. It is March Madness. It is March 9th. It is Fat Nash. I'm joined as always by Still Fat Hall.
Still fat. Hey, yo.
Not Stang.
Still not.
No, also not. We're not members of QT's Cuties.
No.
Exactly.
We're not fans of the QTs.
No. We're not part of the Texas Marshals.
Who the hell is this?
We're back. Another fun show this week. We got some fun topics to discuss. We will play Joe's favorite topic, Marry, Fuck, Kill, WrestleMania Triple Threat Edition.
I have a list. I actually wrote down matches.
He actually wrote down matches.
I have like a whole 10.
I'm impressed. I'm actually really impressed.
We will also talk life after the Revolution for All Elite Wrestling. And then, of course, we will wrap up the WrestleMania 39 fun as we predicted the cards. We'll predict the winners of those matches on this week's show. And then, as always, we'll wrap this up with our wrestlers of the week as we trek through the next part of 2023. Does anyone want to take the lead, I guess?
I mean, Joe's topic is WrestleMania adjacent, and yours obviously is a WrestleMania topic. Do we want to knock out the Revolution, the discussion OD Revolution first?
Sure. Life after the Revolution.
I'm cool with that because Mike and I were actually just talking about that before we came on the show. And since this is your topic, I'm not going to
steamroll
hijack it, but I am curious as to where this is going, because if I'm being perfectly honest, and this is something I was saying to Mike before, there is nothing, literally nothing that AEW is doing currently that makes me, somebody who doesn't watch on a weekly basis, want to tune in. Nothing.
Okay.
And that's part of the problem for me, because it's like the question is, Revolution, Fallout, where are things going to go? And my answer is sort of probably fucking nowhere, because Tony Khan doesn't seem to give two shits about anything actually ever going anywhere. And as long as he gets his 800,000 fans, the once a month when he wants to pop 1 million, he'll just put out a tweet about an announcement. Other than that, he's happy.
Or he'll just do a surprise announcement where he changes the name of an entire championship belt that's only been around for 4 months.
For no fucking reason.
I truly think that Tony Khan gets his inspiration for some of his announcements from the movie Cocaine Bear.
Oh, 100%. I'm still not 100% sure that the movie Cocaine Bear isn't the biography of Tony Khan.
It actually is. It factually 100% is.
Mike, do that thing like you did last week where you turned the mic more towards yourself than from Joe, so we can hear you better.
I might just crank this bitch up to 11.
A bitch is loud.
You are loud.
I am loud.
So all right, yeah.
Do you want to talk about the show and then we'll life after Revolution?
Yeah.
Let's kind of
I definitely want to talk about the main event.
Yes.
Is there anything else from this show that you guys specifically want to talk about? Honestly, the rest of the card to me was fine. I'm happy House of Black are the new trios champions.
And that was a good match.
But besides that, the rest of the card to me doesn't do a whole lot for me.
The biggest thing that I remember from that show that wasn't the main event was the return of FTR. Something that I've been saying was probably going to happen for weeks. I know everyone doubted it. Everyone was buying the swerve. It felt to me, I'm a fan of Dax Hardwood's podcast. I really am. It felt to me like doth protest too much.
Yeah, we're actually contemplating going to the live show in LA.
And I still would, 100% still would. But it definitely, the amount of times that he said that he made it sound like he wasn't going back to AEW and that the revival was done in AEW made me feel pretty confident that the revival was going to return to AEW. This is not my first rodeo as a wrestling fan. I can tell when this is going to happen.
But now here's the thing too, though, because there's still reports this week from wrestling media, take it what it's worth, that their deal with AEW still does expire in like April, May. So like, excuse me, the return literally could just be a one final
on the way out.
Maybe they have them put over the ass boys.
You know, it was, and again, they can anytime in this next couple months.
There's no reason to ever put over the ass boys.
Still,
I put them over. So I'm just saying
you would bend them over.
Hey-oh.
Right in the gimmick. So all I'm saying though is I feel like here's my thing though with the FTR return, right? I was so disappointed when FTR walked out on that stage because if I'm being perfectly honest, I would so much rather see those guys in WWE. Just as a fan,
I agree. I would much rather see them in Triple H presents WWE
exactly
than Tony Khan presents professional wrestling.
Because, like I was saying to Mike before, as a fan, you tell me that I can see Dax and Cash taking on the Usos,
bald and not bald,
right? You tell me I could see them taking on the Usos. You tell me I can see them taking on the Street Profits. Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. Cameo, yeah. Cameo. You tell me that I can see them against any Alpha Academy, any number of tag teams right now in WWE. I'm like, fuck it. Yes. Like, take my money. I want to watch those matches. You tell me FTR returns to AEW and now I get to see them wrestle the Ass Boys. And maybe the Acclaimed and more than likely Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal.
Thing sucks.
Yeah, exactly. Like none of that is exciting to me. And they didn't even look like they really wanted to be there that much, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, no, I mean,
I know what a hostage situation looks like.
I thought that their promo last night felt more we want to be here than the way they looked when they came out on Sunday, but neither screamed to me like this is what we want. So like part of me does think that this is Tony Khan's throwing them a bonus to come back and do this program with the Ass Boys on their way out. I know it's fucking gross. But yeah, like, I mean, I'm glad Starks won.
Yeah, he needed that win.
I'm glad. Here's the deal. Even though a lot of the card was like, okay, that's stuff that happened. The right people won. Like Starks winning.
But okay, can we talk about Starks for a second?
The Revolution will be televised.
Here's another example of what I was talking about. Because again, Mike and I were talking about this before. And when Mike pointed out, when Mike talked about the Jericho Stark stuff, and I rolled my eyes, and Mike's response to me was, no, some of the matches have actually been pretty good. And here's my thing. As I started this.
Yeah, you stupid idiot.
As someone who never watches Dynamite at this point. Like, I'll watch it on the occasional Wednesday when I'm at work closing anyway.
You just made the list.
Yes.
Stupid idiot.
The January 6th list, yes. I feel like I tune in when I'm at work anyway, and
insurrection.
And it's 9 p.m. and I've got nothing to do for the next hour, so I throw it on my phone because what else is there to do? That's my AEW watching, and then watching this pay-per-view with Mike.
Carry on, my wayward son.
At this point, the idea
Yes,
of
Chris, which way to the cross burnings?
at this point, them having really good matches every week doesn't really make me care a lick.
No.
If you're going to get me to tune in as the lapsed fan, as the person that's not watching every week, you want to get me to tune in, my friends got to be talking about, oh, there's this great storyline going on. You're going to want to tune in.
See, this is what I tried to say a couple weeks ago that AEW is. It is fucking pro wrestling guerrilla with no fucking budget. Ring of Honor was always the indie that everybody wanted to watch because of storylines and great matches and great cards. PWG was basically the Pro Bowl. Like, hey, we're going to get the best from all of these indie companies together, and we're going to put on a fucking show that's going to have 12 fucking must-see 4-star or better matches and not give a fuck. And that's basically what AEW has become.
I mean, here's the thing we've known for a long time. WWE is sports entertainment. AEW as a whole is pro wrestling.
But here's my thing. If you're doing that, and that I agree with you, that is what AEW seems to be.
Correct.
Then you also have to follow through on that. Because, you know, in 2008 and 2009, 2010, when PWG was at its absolute peak, every single card, there were no storylines, but there was Chris Hero wrestling Claudio Castagnoli. There was
Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly taking on the Young Bucks.
Yeah, you had Bryan Danielson out there wrestling.
You were getting banger after banger
right
at the beginning.
Right. Yeah, they actually did have matches that you were like, oh wow, I actually really do kind of want to see that. The Ass Boys versus the Acclaimed is not the, oh man, that's a dream match. You're booking a dream card here.
That tag title match
on the pay-per-view
would have reminded me of like the Young Bucks versus like PP Ray versus the Rock Nest Monsters versus Joey Ryan and Candice LeRae, where it's like, I mean, it's gonna be a fine match, like it's gonna be fun to watch, but like, do I really care about fucking Ray Rosas and Peter Avalon? No, not really.
It's not the one that you're buying the DVD for.
No.
You might watch that match because you've already bought the DVD for the Bryan Danielson Chris Hero match,
and it might just be a fine match. It might be a good match, You might want to give it 4.5 stars when it's all said and done. But when you're looking at the fucking back of the DVD cover, you're like, great, here's a fucking fatal 4-way for the tag titles that no one gives a fuck about.
Right.
I mean, truthfully, I feel that AEW has become PWG on steroids. I will say this though about the pay-per-view itself. Not now that we've kicked the dog while it's down. Obviously, the main event delivered, and we'll get there in a few minutes. The match of the night, Texas Death Match.
See, my favorite match was actually the trios.
Okay. Those were 1 and 2 for me. So I vice versa. Like I could flip those in any direction. But literally,
the death match that match ain't for me.
See, that's
not my flavor, dog.
Here's my thing. Here's my thing with the death match. That had to be it, and he proved on Wednesday night that was not it. Yeah. That needed to be the final chapter of Adam Page, like the dog collar match for FTR versus the Briscoes.
Yeah,
that had to be the final chapter of that feud. Even if nothing happened to Jay, God willing, and he was still with us.
Yeah, no, like that, we weren't going to see them again, and I mean, at least not for a very long time.
Correct. And I feel like Adam Page v. John Moxley in a Texas death match, that was the final
where he
chapter.
Hung him by a chain. Which, first off, I didn't know you could tap out in a death match, but that's neither here nor there.
I also thought rings were supposed to explode in some death matches, but sparklers.
Well, details, semantic. But yeah, I mean, Wednesday night we see them right back at each other. But again, this is the company that like the whatever insert Jericho faction here versus some other faction wrestled in a blood and guts match.
Blood and guts
as like the first match of the feud, and then they work backwards. So nothing makes sense in Tony Khan.
Go listen to Dak Harwood's about the Pinnacle. It's like he's like, literally, we did blood and guts, and then it was like Stadium Stampede like 3 weeks later.
Yeah,
but to be fair, the unfortunate thing is, and I think it's gotten a little bit better in Triple H's WWE, But that is a problem that WWE was even doing for a few years. Like Seth
Yeah.
Rollins and The Fiend, their first match was a Hell in a Cell match, and somehow we were supposed to go on anywhere from there.
That was because they were stupid and fucking booked fucking cards that had to have that
Right.
match involved in it.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. Is like I feel like that's a part of the pro wrestling creative culture that's kind of been established that Triple H is moving away from, and thank God.
Not,
you know what?
not to be a full defender of the WWE here, but the Shield and the Wyatt family did have prior history. So it's not like you just plucked.
It wasn't like it was Fiend versus Omos in their first.
Right. It's not like you just plucked two guys, it started a program, and their first match.
True.
I'll agree with that.
That's fair.
I get like when you continued after, which was maybe a bit of the mistake, but it wasn't necessarily a brand new feud.
No, but him going right back to the well of more.
Yeah, and I think I saw earlier tonight there's a match on Wednesday, right?
Already? I haven't looked. I haven't looked at anything today.
Let me.
I looked last night at the Rampage spoilers after seeing the tweet about the Ring of Honor tag titles that I sent you guys, and I didn't look at anything else.
Yeah, this Wednesday on Dynamite from Winnipeg, Hangman Page and the Dark Order versus Blackpool Combat Club.
Yeah, I know.
Literally 10 days after a Texas death match, those two guys are back in the ring against each other.
And Joe made this point, and we talked about this a little. Tony Khan turning his. I'll give you the same analogy that I gave Joe, and you might get where we're going with this. John Moxley and the Blackpool Combat Club basically turning them heel.
Why'd you turn Mox heel?
So
I still don't get why the Blackpool Combat Club is still a thing, but that's just me personally.
I don't get that either.
So this was the conversation that we had. Okay, what I said was, because we were talking about him being the most over face in the company, and I said he's probably number 2 right now to me, and the only one more over than him is Bryan Danielson. So I said, the way I look at it is I look at it as Jeter and A-Rod. Derek Jeter is John Moxley. He's the captain. The ship goes with him. He's the fucking foundation. He's the guy that you build around. But hey, we got this, shiny new toy that also plays the same position that John plays. Well, we'll put him at a different position and just let him fucking do his thing. Yeah, but this toy is better. This toy is like the better hitter, the better fielder, the better everything else. And it's like, no. But he's our captain, so we have to keep him happy. Like, but why? Like,
right.
If John turning heel, like, I necessarily don't hate it as much as everybody else does if it's done properly, because I truly believe that I'm good on face John Moxley. We had a 3+ year run of face John Moxley.
I need Moxley to go away for a little while.
Personally, I would have preferred the vacation
and then him come back.
Thing. Like, I would have preferred the vacation and then him come back heel, but I digress.
Yeah, because there's nothing about this presentation of Moxley that I saw leaving Dynamite last night that is any different than the Moxley we've seen for the last 3 years.
No, he still comes out the Wild thing, still comes out through the crowd, still does his own fucking thing.
Yeah,
I mean, it is a heel move to stab somebody in the head with a fork, but it was a Texas death match.
Right. It was I mean, and again, even in a few, like Hangman is supposed to be your biggest baby face.
Aside from Bryan Danielson.
Aside from Danielson, who I feel like is going to towards Ring of Honor right now anyway.
I agree.
I think that's what his little going home promo.
More on that later.
But like, yeah, I think
But after
Page is supposed to be your guy, and you have Mox murdering him in a ring, and Mox is still being cheered. Like, the people don't want to hate Mox. Mox is your flag bearer,
right?
I mean, he is the. He is the almost the opposite of John Cena. Like, everybody wanted to boo the fuck out of Cena, even though they kept making him be a face. And Moxley's like, as much of a heel dick move that he does, everyone's still going to cheer him because it's the cool thing to do.
Right.
like at this point, it's one of those, you can't turn him heel because no one will fucking boo him.
Yeah.
But I was telling Joe, after being at the first 2 tapings of the Ring of Honor show, the second one aired tonight, so we can talk about it a little bit more freely. It makes sense for the Blackpool Combat Club to be heel. Claudio being a heel, basically telling Eddie Kingston that he can never win the Ring of Honor title because he has no honor, and Wheeler Yuta shitting all over the LA dojo and basically calling out Katsuyori Shibata for the TV title. You know, I mean, like, it's cool that they're a heel, but like I also told Joe, like, let's go back before William Regal left. It was Brian, it was Claudio, it was Yuta, it was Mox, it was, you know, the whole club. And now Brian's kind of distanced himself, and, you know, Claudio and Yuta, like, being the champs in Ring of Honor, have like teamed up together. And then there's Jon Moxley. Like, he's around whenever they need him, but it's not like he's like when I think Jon Moxley, I think Jon Moxley, not Jon Moxley, member of Blackpool Combat Club.
So unrelated, but sort of related, because I thought of this while Mike was talking just now.
I talk a lot.
And I'm not at all high, for the record. I haven't smoked in like hours. I went to see a whole ass movie. So I know, right?
Are you feeling well?
Yeah. You know, it would be a great gimmick.
Oh boy.
Someone who would come out every week and like challenge someone who we know is retired, like factually retired, maybe even dead, and demand that the referee like ring the bell
Mr.
and like
forfeit
and like count the person out, and then be like, I have a win over, you know, insert name here. I have a win over Dino Bravo because like the referee counted it. It counts. It's a count out. And like you do that for a few months, and then you eventually have his comeuppance be someone who's like retired, but
so Diamond Dallas Page,
right? Or like the Undertaker comes out and choke slams him, like whoever. But like I feel like you can get like 10 weeks out of that character.
It's Mr. Steal Your Win.
Yes, there you go.
Yeah, no, that adds up.
That would be a great gimmick for LA Knight.
So basically, and we'll get to the main event here now. But outside of the 6-man tag match and the Texas Death Match, like, I enjoyed Starks versus Jericho. I'm gonna get flack for this, and I don't truly care. I'm gonna adjust myself here. I could give less than one fuck about Ruby Soho being fucking aligned with fucking Saraya and Tony Storm. Less than one fuck.
You could see it a million miles away.
Yeah, it was obvious.
I feel like, and I don't know how it didn't connect with me until Ruby was the third woman. But it is the worst attempt at like an NWO knockoff that I've ever seen.
She's the third woman.
I mean, because
it's so bad. It's
like, I don't know how I didn't see it with them doing the fucking green spray paint.
The only thing that could make it worse is if they started calling themselves the New Women's Order.
Honestly, it wouldn't surprise me, Joe. It wouldn't surprise me.
No, me either.
In the slightest.
Right?
Actually, the only way they probably can is because I think the letters
like
NWO is copywritten.
Yeah, probably.
They probably own the copyright to that, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was like WWON or something.
FWO,
like,
the Female World Order.
Can you not pick at my kid's iPad fucking cover? He eats enough fucking shit that he shouldn't. Like,
heard.
I got Joe over here nicking a fucking air.
No, I was trying to open it. It opens.
Jesus Christ.
All
right.
Yeah.
I'm out on fucking Ruby Soho.
Yeah, I'm out on the Female World Order.
So are we going to talk about the match that half the internet says changed the entire wrestling industry forever?
God.
The main event?
Yeah.
All right, yeah, because again, Wardlow won. Cool. He lost it last night. Even cooler.
Yeah,
and
right.
Besides Joe and outside of the ring stuff, who gives a shit about the ass boys? All right, yeah, let's talk about it. MJF defeating Bryan Danielson 4-3 in sudden death overtime, 1 hour 5 minutes 20 seconds. Here I will start. If you were going to do this like fuckery finish, literally just have MJF win by it being a tie. Because here's the thing. The fans reacted to the time going to 0. Nobody reacted to the actual finish in sudden death overtime. It went over like it nothing. I mean, it did nothing. And I'm like, you just had 2 guys wrestle for over 1 hour. And at the end, the crowd,
do we call it wrestling?
silent. Well,
Do we call it wrestling? Because I mean, there was a lot of rest holds in that shit.
Well, that's wrestling.
I mean, there's gonna be wrestle.
Taking a nap in the middle of the match?
Have you not watched as much old WWF as I have recently?
Don't worry, I fell asleep during the main event.
I was gonna say, dude, go back and watch WrestleMania 6.
I'm saying I'm at
I'm
WrestleMania 8 now. I have seen my fair share of 4-minute matches that involve 2 minutes of rest holds.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like,
mostly
rest
involving
holds,
the Warlord.
I was gonna say fucking Barbarian.
Rest hold.
I sat through a Warlord and British Bulldog match. That was like 5 minutes.
Used to be in everybody's moveset. So
yeah,
I don't mind rest holds in a 60-minute match. There's a 60-minute match should not move at 100 miles an hour the whole
No,
match.
I told Joe
a 60-minute match is really easy to book, actually.
Yeah, we actually talked about it on the way back. I took Joe home after the show. I was like, literally, it was the opening 10 minutes was the MJF outside bullshit.
Yeah,
so they didn't even really do anything with each other.
No, you stall.
The next 15 minutes was like, oh look, we're gonna actually do some wrestling. We're gonna have a fall. Then it was another like 10 to 15 minutes of chicanery. Then it was a fucking hard 25-minute run to the end. And then it was the 5-minute of overtime. Like, you could have had a 30-minute match and just cut the fucking opening, fucking him throwing a drink on a kid's face and getting yelled at by Tony Khan about that and some other bullshit. And we would have had a fine fucking half-hour fucking wrestling classic that we wouldn't have had to have some stupid-ass fucking timer on the bottom of the screen the whole time.
Can we talk about that for a second?
Also, that timer wasn't fucking presented by anything. Fuck you, Tony Khan. WWE at least had fucking KFC with the Royal Rumble timer.
Because Applebee's, but you can't because Tony Khan doesn't have enough sponsors.
Can we talk about? Do y'all agree with me on this one?
Maybe
it's time for MJF to let go of the I have to keep this gimmick going at all times and be the most dastardly, despicable Dudley Boys in ECW circa 1998. Get people to actually want to murder me.
You know who he is? He is fucking Shane Douglas.
Yeah.
He is trying to be the 2023 version of the franchise.
But I just feel like we've hit a point where there's not a single solitary person who watches pro wrestling who still thinks that it is real, who doesn't understand that this is
there's some people on Twitter that it's definitely still real for, by the way.
I mean,
still real to me, damn it.
That's a whole other topic. But to me, we live in a time where we've all kind of accepted that, hey, this is an art form. This is a form of entertainment. You know, you don't expect to see the guy playing the bad guy in the new Scream movie going out actually stabbing people, just to keep the gimmick going. Like, that's not a thing. So MJF, I think, kind of needs to move on and let go of that one. You can be the most dastardly,
unless he's just a douchebag in real life,
which is very possible.
Jimmy Bag's a douche.
It's like you can be the biggest heel in the company without being the biggest heel
at life
when cameras are off, or like, and in this case, cameras were on, but who does that to a kid? Like, here you have this 5-year-old or however old the person was going to their first live wrestling show, trying to just enjoy it, has no idea. That's the person who thinks this is still real. And here you go, basically giving this kid never is going to want to go to another wrestling show again. Never. Who would want to after that?
Like, here's the thing, and I think AEW, to their credit, the Amanda Huber and company,
they did
a very good job handling the situation.
But they shouldn't have had to.
Correct.
That shouldn't have been a situation.
100%. Like, here's the deal. I compare it's not an exact comparison, But you think back to like when DiBiase did the basketball spot
Yeah.
with the little kid. That kid, that is a planned segment.
Wasn't that Rob Van Dam?
No, it was a little black kid.
Oh.
I think it was Ernest.
Jesus Christ.
Wasn't there one where that was Rob Van Dam though?
I think that I don't know if it was Rob Van Dam, but he did different
Different gimmicks.
different gimmicks like that. And there's even been spots where you've had people in the crowd get stuff thrown on them, get kicked, get punched,
Correct.
whatever.
Plant me.
Plants. Exactly. And if here's the thing, if I'm sitting in the front row and you want to grab my beer and pour it on me as part of the show, that's fine. I'll get a free t-shirt or something out of it and a couple of autographs and some pictures.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't do it to a kid. You just don't. You just don't. Because here's the deal.
Yo.
That mom, you don't know how that mom's going to react.
Right.
There, to that mom's credit,
She didn't just fucking start swinging.
she didn't leap the barricade and
Try to stab him.
trying to, yeah. And if she would have, she's totally justified.
Yeah.
Why
Like,
are you trying to fuck with my kid?
like him doing that puts AEW, security,
Yep.
and honest to God, the show in jeopardy.
Yeah. It's if the rule is that the fans can't touch you, I think that it's fair to say that it works the other way around also.
Yeah, you should
Like
be
nobody
touching
should be
fans.
provoking anybody from one side of the
Yeah.
aisle or the other.
And again, I mean, you do it if I'm mouthing to you and you grab my beer and throw it on me, I'm old enough to get it. I'm old enough to understand the situation.
But even you could be pissed. I mean, you probably
I could
paid
be pissed,
$15
but again-
for that beer.
Again, Amanda Huber and company, they're going to come out. They're going to give me some free swag. I'm going to be able to probably get a picture with a couple of wrestlers. Whatever, I can go home and wash my shirt. It's a $15 beer. But yeah,
wait. Mike knows this story. You don't know this story.
Oh boy.
So back in the day, in my more confused days when I dated girls, I dated this one girl. Do you know where I'm going with this?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm just gonna let
We
it go,
were-
too.
And we were sitting front row at a Dragon Gate USA show in Philadelphia. Probably one of like the very first ones. It might have been like the second or third show.
Enter the fucking
It was
ringside gate.
It was Davey Richards versus Yamato.
Wow, shocker! A match that involves fucking Davey Richards and fucking Yamato.
And-
I wonder how many fucking shins died that night.
And mind you, like I said, we're sitting front row at the ECW arena, 2300 arena, whatever it's called now.
American Wolves.
And fucking Davey Richards sends Yamato, like Irish whips him into the guardrail. The guardrail fucking falls down. And now I got the fuck out of there. I'm not going to lie. I don't believe in save the women and children. I believe in sweetie. I'm secretly gay. I'm going to run. So I get the hell out of there. I'm like, ooh, finally I don't have to have a girlfriend anymore. So I get the hell out of there. And the guardrail legitimately fell on top of this girl. Like literally, like she's standing there. And some of the other like fans and like some of the crew are like over there trying to hold it as Yamato is still on top of it. And fucking Davey Richards comes running with a fucking like boot to the face. All of this happening on top of the person that I was with at the time. After that, the show goes to intermission.
Should I tag them in this?
Oh, no. The show goes to intermission, and Gabe didn't come out, but like a couple of people from the company came out. Gabe Saplowski, he was the head of Dragon Gate USA, but a couple of people came out from the back to basically just be like, "You aight, right? Okay, cool," and then left. She didn't get any kind of free swag. She didn't get invited to go like meet anybody. They were legitimately just like, are all your limbs still on your body? Oh, okay, you're good. Enjoy the rest of the show. So, like, I'm just saying, sometimes, especially in the indie scene, it's not handled with as much care as it should be, or was at least. This was also like 2010. So I mean, I don't know how it is today, but
No, there's still plenty of indies that would just be like, "Are you dead?" No.
right.
All right, cool. But yeah, you don't do it to a kid.
You don't do it to a kid.
Because honestly, that situation could have turned ugly, and then all of a sudden, your Iron Man match that you've built up to for weeks, the whole thing, the whole rest of the show is ruined because you had to be I had to be the biggest heel in the business.
No, I mean listen, you legitimately I don't mean to go to this place. I'm just gonna say it real fast though. We live in a country where frankly there's fucking people getting shot at things all the fucking time.
Yeah.
I don't know that we live in a time and a place where you want to provoke people that might be armed and very willing to
Here's the
just
thing, man.
shoot your ass.
Because here's the thing. Yeah, I don't know what the level of security is at the Chase Center.
Can we also talk about how the fact that they fucking were like 6 miles away from fucking Oakland, which is like 3 miles away from Compton, which means he may get a fucking cat basset in his ass real quick.
What's I mean? Like, look, I've never been to the Chase Center, so I can't speak to the security there. I know when I go into the Giant Center in Hershey, Pennsylvania, like you walk through metal detectors, but like, I feel like if you wanted to get a weapon of some kind in there, you could
Probably.
You want to get shanked?
Like,
I got one of those.
You know, like they don't. I mean, they check. You can't take in a big bag.
Nope.
Like there's bag size restrictions, and you got to walk through a metal detector. But they don't pat anybody down.
Nope.
Or anything like that. So like, if you want to have a sharpened plastic object somewhere
Shazank, baby,
on your person, they're not going to know.
No, you just put a metal shank right underneath, right at your waistline. And you wear a belt, and you go, "Oh no, it's my belt."
Yeah,
I'm not gonna make you take the belt off.
No.
Sorry, this is the part of the show where we have to put the disclaimer: the views and opinions of Take Thru Wrestling don't represent everybody in the wrestling world. Please do not take sharp objects to wrestling shows.
Well, yeah, we're certainly not suggesting that you do this, but like
fans bring the weapons. I brought a shank.
The point is, you know, that situation could have turned really, really bad.
Yeah.
For no reason whatsoever.
And
I know, like in the press conference, like Tony addressed it and was like, "That's and I hope that he addressed it even further out of the media scrum." But like, if he does something like that again, like to me, and Tony won't do it, but to me, you got to put on your daddy pants and like suspend him and or strip him of the title.
Right.
Have him go lose a 3-minute match to Danhausen on the next show.
Right.
To lose.
But yeah,
what I agree though with what you said about primarily the finish of the match. If you're gonna have that moment be the moment, like just have him win via a draw. Like, don't go to overtime because overtime fucking like was
don't go
flat.
to overtime if Brian's not gonna win.
Because overtime was flat, but then on top of it, you have Brian. Like, I would have had Brian break out of the hold. Like, you didn't even have Brian break out of the hold. And then he ended up tapping. Like, if you're going to have him pass out.
Right.
Like, why is Brian tapping? Like,
yeah, I don't know.
I would have much rather it been, he broke out of it. MJF hit him with something, got him back in the move. He passed out. Or he passed out rather than tapping out. Because to me, tapping out is just like, where the fuck do we go from here? Obviously, it's Brian now going home. But I guess my question to you guys, and this can be life after our evolution, who's next?
I literally have no idea.
Because
I
mean, he wasn't on the show on Wednesday. Starks looks like he's going to have Juice Robinson. Powerhouse Hobbs won the TNT title.
And here's the thing.
Is it Wardlow?
I've seen a lot of people hypothesizing that the reason you got the title off of Wardlow is so that he can be the next challenger for MJF, because there's a history there. And I'm like, you know who I want fighting for the world title? The guy who's completely been cooled off in less than a year's time.
Mm-hmm.
Now looks like insert large wrestler, like create a wrestler number 8 here.
Yep.
Because he wears a black singlet like that had the legs cut off of it, apparently. He just has some random ass short hair. And now you literally had him get punked by QT Marshall.
And has lost the TNT title
twice. To the point,
twice in like fucking 3 months.
To the point where, like, in that closing segment, and I get mistakes happen, but this happens way too often in AEW. The point where Wardlow is on his knees, looking up at Marshall, holding the chair. Literally, like, he's not like breathing heavy. He's not gassed. He doesn't look like he is hurt. He's literally staring up at QT Marshall, waiting for him to club him with the chair.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, what the fuck are we even doing here? Like that, to like, those are the subtle things. And I get it. Like, we watch wrestling different than a lot of people do. But like,
No, I don't think it's that simple. Because look, if WWE is making movies, AEW is doing local theater.
But that's my point.
But
like,
but anyone who would walk in and watch it would be able to see the, like, all right, that looked fake.
But
you know what I mean?
Yeah, but there's some people who are probably going to watch it, and they're either not going to think about it, or it's not going to bother them that Wardlow's looking up, waiting for the chair shot. Like, it bothers me that he does that.
I mean, it's truthfully like going to your local, like, around here and watching fucking Hamlet, and then going to Broadway and watching Hamlet. It's like
Hamilton?
Hamlet.
Oh,
okay. It's the same fucking story. Like, yeah, sure, acting over here on one side's better than the other because, Broadway actor compared to Doris down the street, but like, there's no real like, they're both wrestling, like, but one of them is putting it on a fucking whole other level.
Look like you're struggling to get up. Look like your shoulder is hurt. Look
Doris,
like your knees. Hold your head. Something.
Doris, the local CPA, is going to do what fucking Wardlow did, where Dolores Henderson, the greatest fucking actress in Broadway history, is going to sell something that happens in the play immensely better. Like, I agree with what Jim's saying. There are things that are just head scratchers. Like, when you look at it, that they are just like, wow, you guys missed that by that much. Yeah. And it does take away from the quality of the content. I truly believe that. Now we're in a world where, we're going to get, obviously, FTR versus the Ass Boys. We're going to get MJF versus someone. Whether it's Wardlow, if it's not Wardlow, I don't know who the fuck it is.
I just want a good story.
Personally,
give me a good storyline. Give me a good feud. Give me something I care about. If it's going to be Wardlow, that's fine. But don't just give me, they've got history. Give me something new. Give me some kind of an original angle to it.
The original angle would have been having Wardlow retain, and then the next week Powerhouse Hobbs comes out as a face to defend the honor of the kid who fucking MJF threw the fucking drink in his face because that's that kid's favorite wrestler, and he got to meet fucking Powerhouse Hobbs. That would have been original. That would have been a fun story. I could have actually believed in that. But instead, it's going to be, this used to be my bodyguard.
Right.
We used to be in a faction together, and then, like, I decided to be a dick because that's what I am in real life, and then he decided to do his own thing, and then he beat me, and then now he wants to beat me again. Cool. Don't care. Oh, look, the Ass Boys are taking on FTR. Don't care. Powerhouse Hobbs is going to be taking on insert random person here. Probably won't give a fuck. Right. Ricky Starks versus Juice Robinson. That could be fun. I might enjoy that.
Look, honestly, and this might be a whole topic for another day.
Okay.
We're living at a time, and we've said it,
in a world.
We've said it countless times on this show over the last few weeks. The Bloodline storyline is quite arguably the best storyline in the history of pro wrestling.
Acknowledge me.
Fuck you, Mega Powers.
Yeah, like no nothing passive aggressive about it. The
No.
bloodline is probably the best storyline in pro wrestling history.
Yeah.
And we're living through it. We are living through it as it is living and breathing and actually happening and developing on a week-to-week basis. It's hard for the rest of pro wrestling that's happening right now to try and measure up to that. Because it's hard for the rest of pro wrestling through all time to have measured up to that. As we've said, we've sat here calling it the best of all time. So, it's interesting because if you think about it, even WWE, if you look at a lot of their other feuds and storylines, like there's some really good stuff, but if you didn't have the bloodline going on, would it be anywhere near as exciting to watch as it is? As much as I love a lot of the stuff going on in WWE, you also had a month worth of Raws where Baron Corbin's entire storyline was about losing at poker games, and now he's sad Corbin again.
Being the new wrestling god.
Yeah, literally, there is a lot of stuff that they're doing that you're also kind of like,
we get sad Corbin back,
I'm okay with that. Yes, I agree.
But literally, the bloodline story began 928 days ago.
Correct.
At SummerSlam 2020 when Roman came back. At 30
Out
months.
of nowhere.
It is a 30-month story, and it's not done.
Nope.
And even if at this point
25 days, I still don't think it's over.
Because here's the thing, even if / when, depending how you feel about it, Cody Rhodes wins at WrestleMania,
Nightmare.
the storyline still isn't over.
Nope.
Because, and here's a spoiler alert, because a lot of people are now there's people who are beginning to finally realize that Sami Zayn's not going to be in the title match at WrestleMania.
No,
he's not. Okay, he's not. If you still think he is, he's not. And if you're mad about it because you're like, they should have done that, I'm like, and I've seen people well, just imagine if the story of blah 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 would have resulted in blah 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 who came in near the end. I'm like,
Sammy was never the end game.
Sammy was never the end game. Cody isn't the end game.
Nope. The end game was Jey Uso.
Right.
The end game, when it started and when this inevitably ends, is Jey.
Yeah.
It always has been.
Absolutely.
Because Jay's the only one that was forced to acknowledge. Everybody else has fallen in line.
Everybody else is like, yeah, dude, this is Roman, man. He's the guy.
And it's
Jimmy was he's the guy. He's Jimmy's talking to Jay back in the fall of 2020. What are you doing? Why are you?
I even sent you guys this thing that I saw the other day after Raw, because I didn't notice it myself while watching Raw, but it was there. I noticed it, but I didn't pay attention to it. And it's the thing I love about the storyline, right? There's the moment before Jay turns on Sammy where he whispers something in his ear. And it's it's a long moment. It's not a short,
it's not like a, hey, I'm about to super kick you in the fucking face.
Yeah, no.
It's like
it's dragged out. It's meant to be there. It's not meant to be he's just telling him the next spot and they're just being obvious. This is an AEW. It's meant to be you're watching him talk to Sammy for a minute. What did he say? What didn't he say? And someone theorized that he said,
he protected his brother.
He's like, I have to do this. Just trust me.
Because if not, Jimmy's going to get his ass beat on Friday night.
Right. There's layers to this story. And if Jay ends up being the reason that Roman, if he ends up turning on Roman in the end, which I think we all see as that's where it's going.
That happens either the Monday or Friday after WrestleMania.
And the thing is, it's we've had these moments to build up to it. We've had these little subtleties and like subtleties within the big story beats that build up to it. You know, you were even talking about the other day how they have like Cody in the background talking to Kevin Owens, and like he's going to be the one to mend the fences, which is interesting in and of itself, because now if the Bloodline loses all their titles at WrestleMania, Cody Rhodes is indirectly involved in all of that, which builds him up even more. Like the fact that Cody Rhodes is now involved in this storyline from the outside, but he's involved in this storyline again, like it just all adds, and it's doing so much. And like I said, like I feel like to a degree it's almost unfair to the rest of pro wrestling because you can't reach that bar.
Well, and it is because let's be
Yeah.
honest, I'm going to tie it back to the Broadway versus the local theater production.
Yeah.
You don't compare the local theater production to Broadway.
Nope.
You
No.
might compare the one you saw down the street to the one you saw in like the slightly larger
different city.
town an hour away. But because that's what AEW is. AEW is probably the best at everyone else.
I mean, I feel like the perfect analogy here. AEW is AA baseball. WWE is Major League Baseball. They both play baseball.
Yeah, they're
They
both
both-
professional
they-
baseball, and they're both
both-
really
they-
good at what they
yeah.
do.
They both play 9-inning games.
Yeah.
Some of the quality in Major League Baseball sucks, but a lot of it's great. AA baseball, it's fun. The games are entertaining. It keeps the crowd involved. They do little shit in between innings, like stuff like that. Like it's built for like the fun, always go, 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 go. And that's what AA baseball is. And that's what AEW is. It's go, 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 go. Like the fact of the matter is, coming out of Revolution, you got no idea who the next challenger is for the world title. Your best storyline right now is the fact that you're going to have a 9-person triple threat tag, triple trios threat death triangle. I don't know. Match in Winnipeg where it's the Elite versus the Asshole Society and fucking House of Black. That should be a fun match. It's probably gonna be a car crash, which means someone's probably gonna get hurt in that match.
And you're gonna have another trios match because why not have multiple trios matches in one night?
Exactly.
Give me Jeff Jarrett winning that belt. That's all I want. Just give me Jeff Jarrett winning the international.
I told Joe
because
because it has the word "inter" in it. He has to win it. Former Intercontinental Champion, first International Champion. I think it just makes sense.
Why don't they just call it the AEW King of the Mountain title?
I mean,
I'm with it.
It's better than
Let's
fucking
do
International.
Yeah, really.
I'm fucking for it.
But yeah, anything else from Revolution? Life after the Revolution is very confusing because we don't know where we're going.
It's one of those things though where, and this is the problem, and it can be confusing because there's nowhere they need to rush to. Their next pay-per-view is not until July.
Yeah.
And like we've talked about on
so
the
if
show,
it takes them a month,
May.
just May.
Yeah,
Okay.
Memorial Day weekend is
Okay.
double.
So even if it takes them to the end of like March 1st being the start, where all of March and the beginning of May is your build to the show.
and like we've talked about before, as long as they get their 800,000 viewers every week, they're happy.
And that's the thing. It's like we may fucking not see any of this build for weeks, months, because we ain't got nowhere to rush to. We don't have Elimination Chamber next week. We don't have WrestleMania Backlash a month after WrestleMania.
And look, I'll say this too, and it confuses me to feel this way. Maybe I'm not their audience.
Like your choices to
Yes.
date a woman, but then
100%.
want to be gay. Okay.
She had a mustache. Like, wow. She did. She looked like Simba from The Lion King.
The
So,
circle of life.
like, maybe truthfully, because I see the AEW fans on like the Facebook groups and on Twitter and all that. They're fucking jizzing their pants over all of this.
Mhm.
They're like, that was the greatest Iron Man match in the history of pro wrestling. MJF is the greatest heel.
Kurt Angle versus Brock Lesnar. Would like to have a conversation with you, please.
Yes, I agree. Like, they are drooling and salivating over all of this and saying that it's the best wrestling of all time. And I, someone who has gone to, there were years where I went to 30 independent wrestling shows in a year between Chikara and Ring of Honor and Dragon Gate USA and all that on the East Coast. I used to go to Philly all the time just for shows. I feel like I should be AEW's audience, and yet somehow I'm sitting here and I'm like, I don't get it. But there are people who absolutely love what they're doing. So maybe the fact is I'm just not their audience anymore. I don't know. But I want to be.
So
like, I want them to make me want to watch every week. And it's not happening right now.
So Mick Foley on his show this week on adfreeshows.com noted the following about a Hall of Fame induction. I received a text message from someone I had no contact with in a while, years and years, asking if I would induct them into the WWE Hall of Fame. As this plays out, we will see. There's always a chance that request will be denied. But I know this person responded back to WWE that I was in. As of this moment, I'm counting on being there for the Hall of Fame to induct this person. So we are going to get a Hall of Fame class. I just hope that it's Terry Funk, so his mother's a whore.
Is Terry Funk not already in the Hall of
I
Fame?
don't know. I just wanted to pull his mother's a whore fucking line.
I don't think he is, but I also don't think that Terry Funk is
Great health-wise.
going to be capable to be at a Hall of Fame
Somebody
ceremony.
Goldberg.
No, like I saw somebody had noted, he was 2009 Hall of Fame, so he's already in.
Your mother's a whore.
Somebody had noted, I don't know if it was like they had bought their tickets or something, or they noted on the
SmackDown ticket?
Crypto Center, whatever it's called now.
Crypto.com.
That and I looked on Ticketmaster and it's not showing as such, but like it was showing as SmackDown / Hall of Fame. So what I think they're doing, and I think I even said this on here last week, was I think they're going to announce the full class at one time, like real.
Yeah, I mean, even if they did what I said, where it's only 4 and they do it over the next 4 weeks. I mean, you could do the first one as early as tomorrow and still get there. Either way.
So, do you guys have anything else to say about AEW, or can we start fucking marrying and killing wrestling legends?
The last thing I'll say is, at the end of the day, if the decision moving forward isn't to find a way to build up people not named John Moxley, we're inevitably going to run into a problem long term.
I think we're already there. See, now you got me wanting to respond real fast.
I'm what I'm saying is I feel like they're trending in that direction, but I'm talking that this will be a long term.
Well, because I feel like here's something that I don't think AEW is good at telling the difference between. Okay, a gimmick that's really entertaining for about 5 minutes once a week, maybe a little bit longer than that. Maybe every once in a while they get a match and it ends up being awesome because you only see it every once in a while. And a wrestler that you build your company around.
I feel like that was a shot at one freshly squeezed.
It is.
Okay.
Because Orange Cassidy is a lot of fun in 5-minute increments, not when he's on Dynamite every single fucking week, sometimes twice in a night.
Yeah.
He's not making me want to tune in. Orange Cassidy is not the needle mover. He's a great character to have. He belongs on. I'm even okay with him being on Dynamite every week.
But that's the thing. I don't think they have a needle mover.
But that's a problem.
It is. So you go with the entertainment, and Orange Cassidy is the entertainment. I would rather watch a 15-minute Orange Cassidy match than probably half of that fucking roster.
See, I'd agree with that, but I don't know that makes it like, yeah, then you're working with what you got, so I guess it is what it is. But like that's the problem. Like honestly, though, like that shouldn't be the bar. It shouldn't be Orange Cassidy is better than half that roster, especially when the roster is 150 people.
We are the bar. Sorry, I had to pull the Sheamus.
But there should be more. There should be better. There just should be.
Just like Tony Khan bought Ring of Honor, and what he's done with it is basically made it AEW Dark Elevation darker.
Darker?
Exactly. Because literally, like, I really need to see Serpentico and Bendejo. Like, what? Like, Eddie Kingston quit AEW to go to Ring of Honor to fight Claudio because he promised Moxley that he wouldn't do it in AEW. Spoiler alert, it's the same fucking company, asshole. All right, that's it. Fuck, marry, kill. Let's go.
All right. Actually,
Unless Jim has anything else to add at the end.
No, we need to keep this thing moving.
all right. This will move like coffee through your butt.
Okay,
All right.
Billy Ass and the Ass Boys.
I got 10 down here. I wrote down 10. There have been, believe it or not, there have been more than 10 triple threat matches in WrestleMania history.
I mean, I would say that there's probably been one shows that there have been like 3 on each show. But
no, believe it or not. No, that is not the case. Yeah, no, it's a lot more rare than you think, but there have been more than 10. Okay, so let's start. We're going to start with one of the big ones, all right? Do, marry, kill. Roman, Edge, Daniel Bryan.
I'm marrying Roman Reigns. I'm fucking Daniel Bryan, and I'm probably killing Edge.
Damn. All right.
Marrying Roman.
Why y'all marrying Roman?
Because I can ride his coattails to a lot of money.
Because I acknowledge my tribal chief, Joe.
And eventually, whenever I divorce him, I'm gonna get half of everything.
Yeah, but then like the Usos are gonna be over for dinner all the time.
Come on over, Solo. You know what?
Yo,
Bring the wise man with you.
Those boys know how to party. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Have you not seen their arrest records?
Oh boy.
There'd be a lot of tequila in my fridge.
I'm gonna. Oh man. They both both have these sad stories and glorious returns.
I mean, Edge has just turned himself into like the skeleton key, though. It's like
he kind of does look like Skeletor.
Yeah, but Daniel Bryan Danielson went to the dark side.
Daniel Bryan Danielson.
Fuck Edge and kill Bryan Danielson.
He's on the edge of his seat.
I guess I'm gonna marry Bryan because I think he's the hottest and I'd like to have regular sex with him.
Jesus.
I would fuck Roman because I feel like he'll
acknowledge me.
Yeah.
And then I'm killing Edge because honestly, it kind of looks like time has already gotten halfway there for me anyway. So, all right. This is a classic from WrestleMania 15. Do, marry, kill. Hardcore Holly, Al Snow, Papa Ass, Billy Gunn. That sounded like I said Papa Ass, but I said Papa.
I will fuck Daddy Ass.
Yeah, you will.
I will marry Hardcore Holly because I got an idea. How about you give me the title? I kick everyone's ass, and I'm unfortunately killing Al Snow.
I will marry Billy Gunn.
Okay.
Daddy Ass because I think he's also a Cowboys fan, so we got that.
All
going
right, you got that in common. That works.
I will fuck Al Snow because he brought us collar and elbow brand. And I will kill Hardcore Holly because I'm not eating one of those chops.
I'm going to marry Al Snow because I feel like he would be entertaining.
Because he was part of the team Head Cheese.
Ew. You gotta clean that shit, bro. So I know Al Snow just seems like he'd be a fun guy to be married to. It feels like he'd be part of like an ABC sitcom from the 90s. Hardcore Holly, I'm gonna say I would do him because honestly, like you got to get a little freaky with sex sometimes, and I feel like Hardcore Holly's gonna give it to you hardcore. And then I'm killing Billy Gunn because I frankly would rather fuck his 2 sons. So I don't feel like I can be married to nor fuck Billy Gunn if I'm going to fuck the ass boys.
Wait, you don't want to go through the whole family tree?
No, I just want the boys.
What if dad leads you to the boys?
No, like Elton John said, only let the sons go down on me. So
I don't think that's what he said.
That's totally what he said.
I don't think that's wrong, Joe.
Okay, next one.
That's not even the line.
next one. This one's
I love this one's trying to move on.
This one's a softball for you guys, okay?
I kill Ronda Rousey.
Okay, softball. Trish, Lita, Jazz.
I kill Jazz. I marry Lita, and I fuck Trish.
No. I would marry Trish.
Yeah.
I would fuck Lita, and I would kill Jazz.
All right,
that is easy without debate.
Joe picks Ray Liotta, Billy White Shoes Johnson and
No,
fucking,
I'll give this one a real one.
he's gonna marry Jazz because she looks the most like a man.
No, that's why I'd fuck Jazz, and that was my actual
Oh,
reasoning.
I figured
But
once,
that
too.
is why I would fuck Jazz. Trish seems like she'd be wholesome to be married to. Like she'd make you dinner every night. So I'm gonna marry Trish. And like Lita's dead. I mean, like honestly, have you seen her in the ring
So,
lately?
so basically, what you're telling me is that you've killed off the two people that have fucked Matt Hardy's.
Yes.
Wife up. Okay, cool.
Yes. Okay. This is the legacy
Oh, shit.
three-way. It's Randy Orton, Cody Rhodes, Ted DiBiase Jr.
Because I don't want to spend 15 to 25 in prison, I'm killing Ted DiBiase Jr. I will marry the American Nightmare and I will fuck Randall.
I like it.
Ding ding.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah.
Well, I'd kill.
Although only marry Cody if he agrees to get that stupid neck tattoo.
Yeah, it's got to go. It's got to go. Adrenaline in my soul. Don't want to stare at that all night long.
I'm gonna kill DiBiase because that's easy.
What? You don't want to spend 15 to 20 in a fucking jail cell?
No, I'm good.
They might like you there.
I'm going to marry Randy.
I'm trying to break Jim as many times as possible in this show tonight. This is a goal.
I'm gonna marry Orton because honestly, if you've ever seen half the videos of him with his kids and stuff that come out on social media,
Yeah.
he just looks like he'd be fun.
He's a good dad,
right? Like he'd be fun to be married to. And I'm gonna fuck Cody because I'm gonna take America's dick. Because honestly, like that just feels right.
There it is.
Like,
There. You know that one was good. He had to move the microphone.
Give me that American Nightmare cock. Like, let's do it.
It gives a whole new definition to adrenaline in his soul.
I'm gonna fuck America's dick. Is that what I? What the fuck is that?
Hey, I think we found the title for this week's episode.
Come inside me, Cody Rhodes. There we go. All right, I got your next one in the Eddie Guerrero Memorial. It's Kurt Angle, Rey Mysterio, and Randy Orton one more time.
Jesus Christ, Irene. You said it was who?
Kurt Angle, Rey Mysterio, and Randy Orton.
Holy shit. I think I'm marrying Randy. Probably smashing Mysterio.
I can see that. He's like pint size.
And I'm also just at the point where
He's about the height of your wife.
Yeah, exactly. And Kurt Angle has got to go.
I mean, for half the drug issues alone. Like,
I mean,
That was probably that was actually probably one of the tougher ones so far. I'm not gonna lie. It wasn't as tough as Joe taking America's dick or anything, but whatever.
hold on. I gotta Google something quick. Joe, give your answer first.
I'm killing Angle. I'm
What, you don't like cocaine?
not anymore. It's been years.
Okay.
I'm probably
Just saying.
I'm probably gonna still marry Randy. My reasoning before stands, and I'll fuck around with Ray because honestly,
You guys could have a fair fight. You guys are almost the same height.
Like honestly, I do enjoy sex with people my height. I feel like we have a lot of stuff that we can do. He can give me a
Jesus.
hurricanrana.
Jesus Christ.
Hit me with that Frankensteiner.
He's gonna fucking give you a hurricane teabag.
Okay, I had to Steiner math there for a second.
You had a 91.1% chance.
I'm gonna marry Ray because then his hot daughter is around.
Oh my god.
See?
Yeah, but then Dominic's also your son.
And then
That doesn't mean
Rhea
you're fucking
Ripley's also around.
Exactly.
Kayfabe or not. I then will fuck Randy Orton and yeah, Kurt, I love you, man, but like there's just so much baggage there. I can't.
That really
It's
is.
too much baggage.
Too
All
much.
right.
This is the Jerry Springer show baggage written all over it.
All right. I warn you guys, this one's gonna be ugly.
Shit.
Oh boy.
Big Show,
Oh God.
Kane,
Why?
and Raven.
Kill Kane. Kill Kane. Fucking kill Kane. That-
fucking kill Kane.
Snap kill.
That's the easy one.
Yeah, I think I'm with Jim on that one. I think I'm killing Kane.
Fuck
I think I'm
Raven
Question mark?
and marry the Big Show. I think because like Paul seems like a cool dude.
He was fun on the Big Show on Netflix.
Yeah, he seems
was
like a
good
super
dad
cool
on that.
dude.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go. I think I'm with Jim on that one. I think that one makes the most sense.
The only thing I'm switching around is honestly, I'm fucking Kane, because if I have the opportunity to butt fuck a Republican who's against gay marriage, like, you're fucking in it as hard as I've ever given it to
your
anybody.
math tracks, I guess.
Yeah.
Are at one point during the section you just gonna go, Hadouken!
There's a sex columnist named Dan Savage.
Go to blueshoe.com/take promo code take3, because that's how many Joe will take when he's fucking Mary Kane.
No, it's promo code America's Dick. So
No, it's promo code don't take 3.
No. Joe will take 3 to fuck the soul out of the fucking demon.
There's
can't fuck a soul out of somebody who doesn't
watch
have
him
a soul.
try. Have you not seen the guy next to me? Watch him try.
I'm gonna fuck him like he's Katie Vick. See, there's this there's this sex columnist named Dan Savage, as we lose Jim. There's this sex columnist named Dan Savage who years ago got into this whole thing with one of those Republican senators who was like, hey, gay sex, like being gay is just a choice. And Dan Savage put out in his column, he puts out this thing and he goes, hey, look, I'm willing to concede that being gay is a choice if you come meet me in this hotel room and have wild, passionate gay sex with me on this day at this time. Because if it's a choice, then prove it to me by choosing it. And if you don't choose it, then go fuck yourself, because it's not a choice. So that's my feeling on fucking Kane. All right. Next one.
Fucking Kane.
I already know where Mike's going with this one.
I kill Ronda Rousey.
You kill Ronda Rousey.
Thank you.
There's also Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair in this one.
I will marry Becky Lynch for the repeated hot sex that we'll have, and I will smash Charlotte Flair once.
Yeah. Man, look.
As long, you know what, there is no wrong answer as long as your answer is Ronda Rousey. Guys, I don't care.
No, I'm marrying Becky Lynch. That's the easy part. Like,
I would do the same thing because she is the man.
Like,
so I'm gonna that tracks for me.
Yep, that tracks. That one tracks.
Unfortunately, Charlotte Flair knows like a horse, not hung like a horse. So,
but she could bring Andrade.
Ooh, she do got a real poppy.
Here's the deal, man. Like, Ronda Rousey, terrible wrestler, could be a terrible person. I don't know.
I swear to God.
But like, there's the part of me I would just.
You do know that Charlotte Flair's father is like the most like sexually active male wrestler of like the world, like ever. Like some of that has to track to her. I'm just saying.
Like, man, she almost looks too much like her dad, and it's kind of weird.
I'm.
But that even turned me off.
Do I need to try the turn the lights off scenario here? Because I can say
the fact that she almost looks a lot like Rick even turns me off a little bit.
And like, I just there's something about Ronda Rousey and the little plaid skirt, and knowing that she's just gonna whoop my ass for as short of a time as I'm gonna last with her. That
so what you're saying is like one of your ultimate fantasies is Britney Spears mixed with Steven Seagal.
Jesus Christ,
that's not what I said. Actually.
I'm pretty sure.
I'm pretty sure that's exactly what you just said.
100% positive. That's what you just said.
That's not what I said. That is not what I said. What I did say is, well, no, because like here's the deal. I'm not gonna fuck Ronda Rousey. She's
gonna fuck you.
She will fuck me, and then I will kill Charlotte Flair.
All right. This is okay. Shawn Michaels.
Oh boy.
Razor Ramon. The Ladder. You're welcome.
Jesus Christ.
Oh boy. I mean, kill the ladder, because the ladder always dies in a ladder match. So kill the ladder.
Yeah, ask Powerhouse Hobbs about that.
I mean, he literally killed the ladder.
Can I fuck the ladder, but the ladder has to be held by 6 AEW referees?
Yes, you can.
Like, that's the only way that 100%. Actually works.
Yep.
And I mean, again,
I guess halfway through,
marry Shawn Michaels because he did at least settle down at some point.
Yeah, he found God with his good eye. Jesus, I don't see you. Oh, wait. Yeah, I do. Oh, shit.
And fuck Scott Hall.
Oh shit! He found God with his good. Oh,
I'm gonna fuck Shawn Michaels.
of course you are.
Shocking.
I'm gonna marry.
You're gonna marry the ladder, you dumb son.
I'm gonna marry the ladder because it'll help me get to stuff I can't reach in the apartment. And I'm gonna kill Razor because honestly, like it's already kind of there anyway.
Did you guys see the kayfabe news article the other day?
Which one?
It was headlined, Shawn Michaels has eye on WrestleMania return.
Yes.
Other eye slightly to the left.
Oh my god, I did not see that. Oh my god.
For the record, I am going to you know what? I'm gonna fuck the ladder. I'm gonna marry Shawn Michaels and I'm gonna kill Razor Ramon.
All right, this one's actually one of the hardest ones for me. It
All
might
right,
not
hold
be
on,
that hard
hold
for
on.
you.
Let me
What?
trying to figure out who it is.
It's recent.
Okay, never mind. Go ahead.
Finn Balor, Seth Rollins, The Miz. Two of those three men are extremely fucking sexy, and the other one is Seth Rollins.
I'm marrying the Miz.
So Maurice can be involved. I felt like that was
it's
Miz
the Miz, dude. He was on the Real World, like he
loses.
loves to play golf. Like
he looks like he'd be fun.
Like the Miz would just be a freaking party.
Yeah, I'm with Jim.
I'd fuck Rollins because maybe Becky will show up.
Yeah, I'm right with Jim on all
I'm
of
sorry,
this.
Finn, you're out. You're a cool dude, but you're out.
Yeah, I'm with Jim.
My only switch.
Look. Okay, and it's oddly enough you bring this up because like we on one of it was before we went off air, but we were talking about how like WWE used to have the club cam when Balor would come to the ring.
Yeah.
I couldn't handle that. I'm sorry. I'm out. I'm out.
Right. Okay.
No, I'm good.
No,
Oh my god. My one switch up. Finn Balor is a fucking hot man, and Hillbilly Jesus does nothing for me. So kill Seth Rollins. I'm gonna fuck Finn Balor.
Wait, you know Hillbilly?
and I'm gonna marry the Miz.
Hold on, maybe him and Intermark are the same person.
Let's try.
All right, last one.
You would play that one.
Last one here, okay?
Oh boy.
We got Shawn Michaels.
Jesus Christ.
We got Triple H.
How do I hear an echo?
I hear an echo too.
Did I not?
I don't hear an echo.
All right.
All right. I think we're good. I think
Shawn Michaels, Triple H, Chris Benoit.
Wow.
You probably don't want to marry Chris Benoit.
No.
I'm just putting that out there. It doesn't end well.
I mean,
So I just don't think you want to be married to Chris Benoit.
Chris Benoit. Kill Chris Benoit. Kill Chris Benoit. Kill Chris Benoit. Okay?
He beat you to it.
I'm gonna give him the same direct treatment that I gave fucking asshole Mayor Glenn.
Fair.
So what are the other one? It was Michaels and Triple H.
Yes.
In that instance, I'm marrying Triple H,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm fucking Shawn Michaels.
How much effect are you trying to have on the storylines of WWE as you're married to Triple H?
I think he's hoping that Stephanie McMahon comes around. I know where this is going, dog. I ain't stupid.
I would agree with you on. I would agree with you on all of those personally.
Yeah, I think we have to kill Chris Bowflex.
There's like no choice.
Yeah, I don't think there is. I mean, unless you're fucking him and then moving on. Like you can't stick around because you know how the end game is here. You know,
you're definitely not marrying him. Whatever the
no, you literally, if you do, you're Thanos.
Yes.
Like see you bye. Like you know the end game here. Like there is no coming back. Like we're done here. Yeah.
But either you kill him or he kills you. Like
right. It's literally kill or be killed.
He ain't lying. Yeah, I think I'm with Jim.
He ain't lying.
That was it for me. There's your triple threat
I'm trying to see if there's any other good
to
ones.
marry. There really wasn't. I looked through all of them.
Brock versus Roman versus Rollins from the heist of the century.
See, I don't consider that to really officially be a triple threat, but also too like I would fuck Brock.
Orton, Bryan, Batista. No, from 30.
Yeah. Okay, I'm good.
We already had Orton twice.
Yeah, exactly.
Is there not another women's triple threat match? Do we only have the fucking 2?
There was Becky and Charlotte have been in 2 of them.
Who was the other member on the other one?
One was Ronda and the other one was Sasha.
It was from Dallas.
I'm pretty sure.
when they changed from the Divas title.
Yeah, it was like the first like big women's match.
Yeah, that's probably what it was.
Yeah,
that probably would have been a better selection than Ronda Rousey, but I didn't.
Well, no, I needed to hear you say you'd kill Ronda Rousey.
Fuck her. Not
right.
literally.
Right.
Joe just had to go on, and we also had to go on the journey of me getting fucked by Ronda Rousey.
Yeah, there we go.
She don't give a damn about your bad reputation.
That's fine.
All right. So over the last couple weeks, we've determined what our night 1 and night 2 cards for WrestleMania 39 would be if we were the ones in charge of doing this dang thing. But before we go over results and what our lineup would be, there's some changes that I think need to be addressed in this situation. Obviously, there is a small, minute chance that FTR could show up, but I think we can basically move on from them being a part of WrestleMania based off of what's going on with the Ass Boys, and with the potential injury of the dislocated shoulder or something along those lines of Kofi Kingston. I think both of those teams are teams that we could take out of the tag title match, just from a standpoint of the injury mixed with the AEW return of FTR. I think it's safe to assume that the 2 of those teams are probably out. From, like I said, injury and contractually. Is anybody opposed to putting 2 different teams in place of them?
No, I'm fine with that.
The first team I'm going to nominate, Barthel and whatever the fuck the other dude's name is from Imperium.
Yeah, I'm fine putting Imperium in. That makes sense.
So we'll put Imperium in. Is there any other team that sticks out that you would want to see in?
I mean, like New Day, but one of them's injured.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, I don't think E will be medically cleared for WrestleMania.
I think we've used everybody else.
Let me just.
I know Gargano's working stand and deliver, but I mean, Gargano, Dexter Lumis is a.
You could throw him in there as a break glass. Let me just take a quick look here to see if there's anybody.
I mean, if in a hypothetical world,
I mean, the Los Lotharios.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a problem. I mean, honestly, break glass.
They are
there.
You know what? Break glass. I'd go back to Braun Strowman and Ricochet.
Oh yeah, they're not on the card.
You know, as much as Ricochet's a dick, I mean, I would say that you could go back to that.
Like teamwork. I mean, you also I can understand Styles isn't there, but you have the Good Brothers.
Yeah, they're another team that you could get. You could definitely put.
Honestly, I think I would rather. I mean, I don't even like them, but I would rather go Good Brothers.
I mean, I would say it's Good Brothers or it's Strowman / Ricochet for me. Like
my vote will be Good Brothers on that one.
Joseph,
I can go with that.
All right, Good Brothers it is then. Works for me. All right, so Jim sent me a full lineup. Joe sent me a couple of ideas. Basically, I've decided the both nights cards and their order. We'll go through them, and then we'll give you our results for each match. So it's just gonna go in the standard order. Jim will go first. Joe will go second. I'll wrap up each match as I then pitch the next match. We'll start night 1. Opening contest of WrestleMania 39. Logan Paul v. Seth Rollins. As Joe dies.
Sorry. Wait, we're picking winners?
Yes, Jim.
I mean, Seth, easy for me.
Dude.
You know, I mean, Logan's here as part of the spectacle. You know, Seth hasn't had the most he hasn't had a ton of wins in recent in recent times. So I think it's more important to him to get a win on this big stage, and quite frankly, he deserves it more. But Logan Paul certainly deserves the spot.
Joseph.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. I feel like Logan's the heel here also, so I don't see starting out WrestleMania with a heel winning. So I think Rollins gets it.
All right, I will agree that I would pick Seth Rollins over Logan Paul. Match number 2 on night number 1. Battle of the big meaty men that slap meat. It is Brock Lesnar versus Omos.
I mean, Brock. Look, the Omos thing is what it is. We talked about this match in long form, but to me, it's the WrestleMania moment of Brock Lesnar F5ing a guy as big as half the ring.
Joseph.
The only way almost goes over is if you're trying to set him up for like a real quick feud with like Cody, like giving Cody someone to beat. And I don't actually buy it that much. So yeah, it's Brock.
Yeah, it's another clean sweep for the guys of the Take 3 Wrestling podcast. Give me Brock Lesnar to fuck up Omos. Our third match is the Intercontinental title triple threat match. It is the Ring General, Gunther versus Sheamus versus Drew McIntyre. In real life, it was supposed to be a 6-way. It's a 5-way on SmackDown now to the injury to Kofi Kingston, where we'll determine who faces Gunther at WrestleMania. So keep an eye on that tomorrow night on SmackDown. But Jim, who do you got winning the triple threat?
I think, we talked about it. We saw the beginnings of the year of the Gunth. I think the first step of that is to, it's going to sound funny, but reward him for what he's done for the Intercontinental title by taking it off of him so he can start pursuing bigger and better things. And with that, I think Sheamus deserves, also speaking of things that people deserve, Sheamus deserves to be the, a grand champion or whatever it is. And the Intercontinental title is the last piece of the puzzle. So I have Sheamus winning.
I would actually go ahead and put it on Drew because I think it's the closest that Drew's going to get to actually having his big WrestleMania holding up the title moment. It's just not going to be the Universal title or the Undisputed World title like we were all hoping a few years ago. But at least he'll get something because he almost got it against Lashley, but it made more sense for Lashley to win that one. And I don't disagree with that decision at the time either. So here's an easy one where you finally get Drew his moment.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not opposed with either Drew or Sheamus walking out with the title. I'll lean towards Jim just with him getting the Grand Slam, wrapping up the Grand Slam, unless it's Drew wins it and then he beats Drew for it at Backlash or something like that, which I wouldn't be opposed to either.
Also, we realized that after WrestleMania, there's not a WWE Premium Live event in the continental North America until SummerSlam.
Correct.
Because
Backlash is in Puerto Rico.
Yep.
Money in the Bank's
in the US, but it's in Puerto Rico, and then you have
Money in the Bank's in London.
King and Queens in Saudi. And then, Money in the Bank's in London to start July.
That's how you do pay-per-views or PLEs and not fucking water it down.
Yeah.
Put them in a different country.
And they're going to be huge shows. I mean, the Puerto Rican crowd is going to be spectacular. The Saudi crowds, again,
are always good.
You can disagree with the politics of the show, but the crowds are
always good.
And the London crowd for Money in the Bank,
that place is going to be up. All right, fourth match of night number 1 is a women's match. It is the trios of Damage Control Alt Delete taking on Lita, Becky, and Trish Stratus.
I'm gonna go Damage Control. I'm still not 100% sold that they really know what they're doing with them, but you can't have them lose to two legends and Becky Lynch on the biggest stage. And also, the twist in this for me is I think Trish turns on Lita and Becky, which helps Damage Control win.
Joseph.
I think the good guys win this match because it's WrestleMania and the good guys win. So Lita, Becky, Trish.
Yeah, I'm leaning more towards Jim here. Trish turns, causing Lita to pick between, does she want to be with Becky and be, there? Does she want to be with her best friend in Trish Stratus? I'm also of the notion that I don't think that the Becky and Lita team will be the tag team champions at WrestleMania. At this point, I think they lose them beforehand because of Damage Control. And I think that Bayley needs a victory at a WrestleMania show as bad as Drew McIntyre would need his moment.
That's fair.
In my coming ups of this, I screwed up and I wrote the match in the wrong spot, so I'm going to go with the match that I would have next. That is a one-on-one contest between a man that was part of our MFK a little while ago. It is Etch versus Damian Priest.
Priest. Etch has obviously had his fair share of Mania moments, and he's at his big return and on all of that. But I think this Mania and not obviously I don't know how the rest of this for night 1 and night 2 shaping out, but like the way I shaped mine that I sent you, Mike, night 1 was all about the Judgment Day. And so, but either way, the whole event can be all about Judgment Day. So yeah, Priest absolutely wins.
Joseph?
Yeah, I completely agree.
It is a clean sweep for the Take 3 guys. I have Damian Priest winning as well. Jim said it was Judgment Day on his day 1. Is it Judgment Day for the winner of the Royal Rumble? Ronda Rousey, or excuse me, not Ronda Rousey. Wow, I'm tired. Rhea Ripley, Charlotte Flair for the SmackDown Women's Championship is the next contest that I have here.
I mean, there's going to be no mystery based on what I just said on the last one. It's Rhea. And they have done so many things right with her in this build that you can't screw this up. Don't screw this up is what I should.
Yeah,
you can screw this up, but don't screw this up.
Another clean sweep for Take 3, Rhea Ripples. The co-main event slot for night number 1 will go to a 6-man tag match. It is Otis, Massey, and Mansois taking on the team of Chad Gable, Julius, and Brutus Creed. My sacrifice.
Gable and the Creeds. If you're gonna bring them in as the big unveil, and Otis is kind of turning his back on Gable, who's stood up for him. I think this is one of those moments where you get the good guy gets his comeuppance.
Thank you,
Joseph.
My bladder wins this match, so I'm gonna go use the bathroom. No, I'll take I'll take maximum male models for this one.
Shush me, please.
Thank you. Give me Gable and the Creeds.
Thank you.
All right, main event night number 1 for the unified WWE Tag Team Championships. It is the Bloodline. I'm going to say it's now Jimmy and Jay. I think we've clarified that that's going to be a thing. Jimmy and Jay, the Usos, taking on the team of Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is where the beginning of where the real cracks and the change in the bloodline really starts to happen. And I think it starts with the Usos losing the tag titles to KO and Sammy.
Joseph.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely Sammy and Owens. I can't wait for that.
Yeah, I look at it from this standpoint. They make the comment that Rome wasn't built in a day. But when you hit Rome with a missile, it could break in a day. So the Usos lose the titles on night one. It could make night two a long night for Roman Reigns. And the cracks in the foundation become more apparent. So that the way that happens is the crack in the foundation has to begin, and it has to begin with Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens getting their WrestleMania moment. Night number 2, coming out the gates hot with this one, Raw Women's Title match. It is the EST of the PhD of the LSD of the Monomonopia. It is Bianca Belair versus Asuka.
Asuka, easy.
Yeah.
Bianca's had a hell of a run, but this new Asuka is everything.
I think it's also just time to move on from Bianca.
Yeah, it's a time to shake things up.
Yeah, exactly.
Nobody ready for Asuka. In the second of the Big Meaty Men Slapping Meat Invitational presented by Big E Langston, it is Bray Wyatt versus Roberto Lashley. Bobby.
Bobby.
Man, this
I
feels like one of the more difficult matches on this entire.
I have a very weird answer for this match.
I am going to pick Bray because I love Bray Wyatt to a fault. And I think that Bray and Howdy and anybody else that's involved in this, whatever they're doing with Bray, can continue to attack
Bobby.
after the match, and the Hurt Business come to the aid of Lashley, and we see a reformation of the Hurt Business.
Yeah, I can see that. I think Bobby's going to win this one no matter what, either way. So,
Bobby.
I have no winner. Brock Lesnar comes out and fucking beats the fuck out of both of them.
Oh.
Leading to a triple threat match in Puerto Rico.
And that ain't a knee slapper, buddy.
In the bathroom break portion of night number 2, it is the women's fatal 4-way for the number 1 contenders for the tag titles. Chelsea Green and Carmella versus Raquel and Liv Morgan versus Candice and Nikki versus Team Go Fuck Yourself.
Dude, man, I can't. If you would have told me I'd say this 6 months ago, I would have fucking laughed at you. Because it's like a fever dream. But fucking give me Chelsea Green and Carmella, because this fucking like Karen gimmick that they're do is pure fucking gold. I never thought you could make me care about Chelsea Green. I really didn't.
I didn't think you
guest for 3 Count Thursday.
I didn't think you could after intern Mark's My Sharona fucking song.
Former guest of 3 Count Thursday, by the way. Chelsea Green.
How great was she?
Oh, she was our 3rd interview we ever did. Because so if you remember, Tough Enough aired Monday night.
Yep.
And then people were eliminated on Tuesday night.
Yep.
So we've always gone live Thursday night.
Mm-hmm.
So the first one that we did was the now Sonya Deville, because she was the first person eliminated.
Yep.
And like I just reached out to her. I said to the guys, I was like, okay, this is probably going to be a long shot, but why don't I reach out and see if she'll jump on the show with us this week? And I literally like sent her, I was like tagged her on Twitter and was like, hey, do you want to like come on our podcast, talk about your time on Tough Enough? And like immediately it was, yeah, absolutely. Oh fuck that. Okay, now we have to do this.
Oh shit, that worked.
We picked off a couple of them. We had her, we had the name that shall not be mentioned from that class, the Velveteen Dream, Patrick Clark.
I know, that's why I gave you that look. Not confused of who it was. It was more like a
we had Chelsea Green, we had Gigi from Australia. Yeah, we had a couple of them. All good, actually. But yeah, but give me Chelsea Green and Carmella, because I think, yeah, like I said, what they're doing is great.
Joseph.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Ronda and Shayna. I actually like them as a team.
How did I know? How did I know that Joe was gonna fucking?
I like them as a team.
How did I know that Joe was gonna find a way to not make it on his flight home?
It's gonna make him happier because he's gonna be able to drive. He'll just rent a car and drive it back.
Yeah, he ain't. I think that'll give him more.
Bus.
I think that'll give him more anxiety.
Well, that's true.
I will take a bus.
For the state of being different, I'll take Raquel and Liv.
All right.
In the match with probably the second biggest build so far, Dominic Mysterio, Rey Mysterio, battle of the father and son.
I mean, again, this is all about Judgment Day, so it's Dom's getting over on his old man.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, it's a clean sweep. I think Dominic has to win this match. Even if they're 1-1, say Edge beats Damian Priest, because I don't think Rhea Ripley's losing.
Oh no.
So
Priest would be the odd man out.
Yeah, if you come out of this with Rio having the title and Dominic beating his dad, you're okay with Priest potentially taking the fall to Edge, because I still think more good has come out of it than bad.
Yeah.
All right, Fatal 4-Way for number one contenders for the unified tag titles: Imperium, the Good Brothers, the Brawling Brutes, and the Street Profits.
Man, so all of a sudden, because I had FTR winning.
Yeah, I think we all probably would have had FTR winning that match until.
I'll take the Street Profits now.
All right, so Joe's taking the Profits.
I'll take Imperium, because fuck the Good Brothers.
Yeah, I was gonna take Imperium as well. But I do think Sammy and KO could have a good match with Ridge Holland and Butch, just to see.
They
Butch,
could, but I'll never pick Ridge Holland.
Fuck Ridge Holland. All right, United States title match. Yon Cena, Austin Kid Leroy.
I mean, it's without question to me. It's theory. I think I know what you're gonna say, Mike. And while it certainly could happen, and I don't necessarily hate it if it'll happen, I just think to me, I've said it the other week that I think there's more in theory getting one up on Cena here.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree. Like I'm not gonna be shocked if Cena wins, but I think there'd be a lot more value to it if Theory wins.
So it's weird, okay? Because obviously I've thought that Cena coming back and winning, it was for a certain reason. But at this point, I think I have a different reason. I'm going to take Cena to win because I inevitably believe that Austin Theory will be one of the first challengers for Cody Rhodes in the world title.
I like that.
Cena's hug with Cody, the quote passing of the torch thing. And we've talked about it on this show. Split the titles. what better person to have to steal a title from Cody Rhodes, steal the Universal title than Austin Theory?
Oh man, you're having him. Oh man.
But he has to lose the United. It's kind of the same thing
get
as the
it,
year
I
of
get
Gunther. Like inevitably, I think Gunther gets a world title match, versus Cody, and I think that's going to be a banger, and I think we'll get there eventually. But he's got to lose a title to get there. I think at this point, Austin Theory's done a lot for the United States title. I think Cena winning it and then losing it to someone who needs the rub of beating a John Cena. And Theory then transitions into a world title spot, and I think he wins the Universal title from Cody at some point, whether it be him cashing in Money in the Bank after winning Money in the Bank again and finally being able to do it, or whether he just beats Cody straight up at Backlash or King of the Ring. Maybe they say the winner of King of the Ring is the number one contender, and Austin Theory is King Theory, and he gets a title shot at Money in the Bank and walks out with the Universal title. But I think Austin Theory fits that role perfectly. I don't necessarily know another guy right now that's built enough to be a big enough heel to take a title off of Cody Rhodes and just basically melt the entire crowd.
Okay.
Co-main event for night number 2. It is a match that is made on night number 1. It is The Miz versus L.A. Knight. Yeah.
LA Knight.
Yeah, clean sweep for the old man.
Have you seen who is actually rumored to be LA Knight's opponent though?
No, I have not seen who is the rumor of LA Knight's opponent.
Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yeah.
I mean
Stone Cold versus LA Knight, that'd be fun.
Look,
that was
I
just
don't
a rumor. Ray got
I
debunked.
don't need to see
According
Austin.
to Joe, it's already been debunked.
And it certainly could have been, but
Yeah, I mean,
No, I saw a tweet from Dave Meltzer where he was like, "I never said this."
Shocker, Meltzer trying to backtrack.
And here's the deal. I don't need or even want really to see Austin in the ring again. But if it's a LA Knight spot, that'll be a fucking blast.
No, for sure. The promos themselves would be hilarious. All right, we've built it. They've came. Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns, undisputed Universal Heavyweight Championship.
Here's the deal. This literally could still go either way. Because you could find a way to have Cody lose, Roman hit 1,000 days, and then Cody ends up getting a rematch and winning. But I think ultimately this is. I mean, come on. This is what we've been waiting for, right?
So here's what's interesting to me.
Adrenaline in my soul, something, Cody Rhodes.
I know I was saying earlier, America's dick. Here's my thing. We just said that the next 3 or 4 paid live events or premium live events are outside of America.
Correct.
Is Cody Rhodes as over outside of America as he is inside of America?
Yes.
But we haven't actually seen that yet.
America's dick.
Like, we haven't seen that yet. We haven't seen that he's this over in front of a Saudi crowd or in front of a London crowd.
I think he would be big over in front of the Saudi crowd because the Saudi crowd plays along with storyline very well.
Yeah.
The Puerto Rican crowd, I think he would be fine in front of.
Does he need to be big in front of the English crowd if he's potentially going to lose one of the titles at that show?
Here's the deal. And I was thinking about this when you were talking about the potential of splitting titles. I don't think they split the title with Theory first time out. I think Gunther opens Money in the Bank by winning the Money in the Bank ladder match,
and then winning the title, winning the Universal title later in the night.
Yeah, cashing in, because I mean we saw Gunther and Cody go toe to toe.
Yeah, I mean, and that pop alone in England with him walking out with one of the world titles.
He walks out with one of the titles, and then you have Gunther. That's just but I was like, you know what, with that being in Europe, that's a potential game changer there.
And like I said, Cody doesn't have to be over, because I mean, being the American Nightmare, anything with America in it, you're gonna get your shit booed in London.
Yeah,
like it just is what it is. Like, the guy's got the red, white, and blue tattooed on him. He's gonna get booed no matter what.
Yeah.
So if that means that Gunther getting a pop for cashing in Money in the Bank and walking out of London with the Universal title happens, like, that's a cool moment. But then Gunther's gonna come back and get his shit booed the next time he's in America. Like, it is what it is. Like, Cody's gonna get a reaction no matter where he goes. And here's the thing. Like you said, the next 3 premium live events are going to be not in America. I could very, very, very easily see Roman Reigns not being on any of those shows, with the exception of the Saudi Arabia show. Yeah. Like, I could see him taking off Backlash. I could see him taking off Money in the Bank. He'll go to Riyadh because he'll take the blood money. But he very well may not be on that show either. Like, I could truly see Roman Reigns, like, his vacation being until SummerSlam, because, hey, I don't want to travel to fucking London. I don't want to travel to Riyadh. I don't want to travel to, Puerto Rico. So I'm going to lose. I'm going to show up the next night or on Friday night. Jay's going to turn, and we're done. And I'm going to go away for a bit. And then when I come back at SummerSlam, I'm going to kick the shit out of fucking Jey Uso. Like, I could very easily see that. But the crack in the foundation of night number 1 has to lead to the Empire falling. And I think that both of those matches go hand in hand. I feel like an Usos win could lead to a Roman retain, but an Usos loss inevitably ends with the foundation coming to a crumble.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think there's a way that the Usos lose to KO and Sammy that Roman retains. So, give me the Nightmare Narcotic. Over under on Crossroads hitting that match.
Yes.
5.
7.
I'll go right in the middle. I'll go 6.
All right. That should be fun. All right, so that's our WrestleMania 39 results. Yeah, I think that would be a fun card. Inevitably, I do think that there will be less matches.
Yeah, I mean, we were kind of talking about this on 3CT tonight. So I'm pulling up the card right now. So the actual card, according to Wikipedia, Seth and Logan is going to be on night 1. Everything else doesn't have a night yet, but there are 7 other matches, so a total of 8 confirmed so far. Because you have Roman, Cody, Charlotte, Rhea, Bianca, Asuka, Brock Omos. Gunther is defending the Intercontinental title. We don't know against who yet. Austin Leroy versus Cena, and then the Trish Lita Becky versus Damage Control. We know we're going to be getting Bray versus Bobby. And we're fairly certain, almost guaranteed, that we are getting the Usos versus KO and Sammy. So that would be a total of 10 matches. Now you don't have the Andre yet, but that'll probably be on SmackDown. Like, there are people who we have on our card that are not there yet. Etch, not on this card yet, so you're going to probably get Etch versus Priest, or Etch versus Balor, or Etch and somebody versus Priest and Balor. So that would be 11 matches.
So before you continue, Joe, did you know that Raven would debut on MLW tonight, so that's why you had to bring up that fucking god awful fucking triple threat
No
match.
clue, mate.
Okay, just making sure. Can you, Jim?
The Miz and LA Knight aren't on the card yet. I know Miz is hosting, but I think we could get something like that. I think LA Knight is going to have a match of some kind.
Yeah.
So that would be 12. So that would be 6 and 6. If the Gable and Otis and that whole thing turns into a small match, that would be then 13. So there is still some potential here for matches to be added. We are as of Thursday when we are recording this, I think it's 25 days left until Mania. I have to check the 3CT account. 23. So tomorrow, hopefully when this is airing, it'll be 22. Like there is still time for matches to be added to this card, obviously. I think what you're probably going to end up with most likely is a 6 and 6 or a 6 and 7.
See, last year it was 7 in night 1, 6 on night 2, and I think that's going to probably be more of the same.
Technically, there was 9 on night.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Last year.
Yeah,
So
I don't count.
New Day one, and then you had like the McAfee Theory, McAfee McMahon. And you're gonna have.
Could you imagine if Roman didn't get hurt in that main event? How long that fucking show would have been? It would have felt like Tony Khan present wrestling.
Exactly.
Jesus.
I think you're going to be in the line of about 6 and 6, 7 and 6. You're still probably going to have a musical guest or something. You'll have the Hall of Fame spot. You'll have some little fucking sketchy things because it's Hollywood, so they're gonna be playing some of that stuff up. So I think they're going to be decent length cards. But I don't think we're getting I don't think we're getting
12
12
matches
or something like that. So
all right, so that's WrestleMania 39. Wrestlers of the WEC. Joe went first last week. I'll go first this week. I'm not going to take the Iron Man himself. I'm going to take the woman who retained her NXT women's title and then collapsed due to getting her head kicked in by Miko Satomura. Give me Roxanne Perez.
All right. Am I next?
Yeah, since Joe walked away.
I will take the Iron Man.
You can't, Joe. Jim took MJF. Get wrecked.
Yeah, I will take the Iron Man.
All right, Joe decided to take House of Black from a distance.
That's fair.
I'm going to take. He won the Texas Death Match. Give me the old Hangman. Give me Adam Page.
I will take. Dude, that close of Monday Night Raw was so perfect. Give me main event Jey Uso.
All right, Jim takes Jey Uso. Joseph, the final pick of the week. From way downtown.
Sami Zayn.
Joe took Sami Zayn. No Powerhouse Hobbs. No Wardlow.
I mean Hobbs. I could give it to you.
Well, he won. He won the Face of the Revolution last week, so he did get nominated last week. So his title win will just help carry his power into the March Wrestlers of the month. All right, so that's Wrestlers of the month, or excuse me, of the week. That is the fun for the show this week. Programming note: we're still looking to do that Wednesday night, the 30th, which means the show will drop on the 31st. Because myself and Joe, between the travel day and potentially going to the FTR live show, which will start approximately the time that we would start recording live or recording our show to be then dropped on Friday. So based off of the time stuff, probably going to drop the WrestleMania preview, probably with the Stand and Deliver preview immediately on Wednesday night / Thursday morning. Myself and Joe may do reaction pods just because we'll have a drive from the show. Jim, if you guys are doing one and you want to do one, let me know. I don't know what your guys' plans are. I don't know where you're at for the show.
Yeah,
so
we probably. I know we won't do one night one.
If you want to do one night two, or if you want to see if anyone wants to do one, we could do a quick one because, like I said, we're gonna have to drive back from the.
Yeah, night two's a possibility. Two's a possibility.
Just
I will say this. Since you obviously our WrestleMania week schedule on here is going to be a little bit different. The night of the 30th. If you listen to this show and you don't yet check out 3CT, we have something. We're working on something for our Mania extravaganza that Thursday night live.
a guest question mark?
Not a guest.
Okay.
Not a guest. Just something special we are doing in house. But
Okay.
but tune in for that one because I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
I mean, I'll probably tune in because most of the time I do. I didn't get to watch tonight's episode because I picked up a shift at the restaurant. But I'll watch tomorrow. So Joe has nothing to plug. Jim, I will leave the floor to you as we wrap this bad boy up.
Yeah, I mean at 3 Count Thursday, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, all subscribe on all podcast platforms. We do a live show Thursday night. We do a recorded podcast that comes out on Tuesday. So we have content coming at you multiple times a week. TikTok, I try and get some TikToks out there as much as I can as well. And support us over at TeePublic. You can hit our link tree. All of my social media stuff has a link tree so you can get to everything. The TeePublic stuff, I think as this comes out on Friday, is still on sale today, up to 35% off, so check that out. Huddle Up Podcast, at Huddle Up Podcast, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok. We are we're still kind of in the off-season mode. We have a record date at the end of the month for our first set of all off-season shows. So be getting those in the can. Mike still has the 5 for Fighting. I still have my 5 observations. I took a week off of those last week. And one still comes out. The pitch still out there. So we have content hitting the feed throughout the week. So we are staying active on it. So make sure you check that out. I do discussions with a nobody. So I'll probably maybe try and get another one in here in the month of March. But you can follow me at Big Jim Sports.
You can
I feel like Kyle Nash when I run down my list of shit. Like, you can follow me and you can listen to me and you can listen to
the old Kyle Nash special. You can follow the show at Take the Number 3 Wrestling. You can follow me on Twitter at They Call Me Burn. You can follow me on Instagram, Mike Bernier _. A lot of fun stuff coming up. As Jim obviously mentioned, the 5 for Fighting. We just did the trade deadline last week. So we'll do life after the trade deadline this week. From Adam Lee to Zombie, a WWE ECW watch-along podcast. I think me and Joe have one episode left in the can, so we kind of got to do some recording before we fly out to California. So be on the lookout for that stuff. Other than that, guys, again, we appreciate you hanging out with us. We appreciate you following along with us. You can check out our Public store, Take 3 Wrestling Podcast. We've got 3 designs up there. Other than that, I appreciate you guys as always. We love you. We'll see you next week right here on the Take 3 Wrestling Podcast.